So I'm doing a little series about stopping genocide by asking the question, which one is worse, genocide or calling out a genocide and being wrong about it? Those things don't really compare because obviously genocide is far worse than calling out a genocide, even calling out a genocide and being wrong about it. But somehow we have to err on the favor of genociders in certain circumstances instead of giving the benefit of the doubt to people who are calling out the genocide, even when it's like half the world. Thanks to Lula, president of Brazil, and many other people for calling out a genocide so that we can stop it. Now, if you're actually against genocide, it seems like calling out a genocide wouldn't be a problem because even if the people calling it out were wrong, you would want to have the discussion to prove that it wasn't a genocide or to avoid doing things that even seemed like a genocide. However, if you're just trying to cover up a genocide, then you get really upset about that and try to squash anybody who's trying to criticize you. So it seems pretty obvious where we are, but I have an analogy I think could help for some of my American viewers. I have no American viewers. I've got two viewers who have regularly trolled me for years, and they're both Trump-Hooteniers. So I'll explain this for non-American viewers too. We have a phrase in America called yelling fire in a crowded movie theater. And we actually have a law against yelling fire in a crowded movie theater, meaning we have a law against creating a panic, but specifically that situation too. However, if you thought there was a fire and yelled fire, then it would be trying to help people. So even if you were wrong, if you were calling out a fire, it would be a good and helpful thing to do if you were just making a mistake to try it if you thought there was a fire instead of being quiet to avoid that charge. A fire is actually worse than calling out fire in a theater. So, by the analogy, if you understand what I'm saying here, genocide is worse than calling out a genocide, even if they're wrong about calling out a genocide. So, we should talk about it and make sure that we have enough discussion and don't squash opposing views so that we find out whether something's a genocide. Because if we can admit that something is a genocide, then we should all work together to stop it. And if the only reason we can't admit it is because certain people are lying and trying to keep their power, then we should stop them and then stop it. Thank you. But yeah, if it's a genocide, call it out. That's a lot better than having a genocide, even if you're wrong.